Darren was a bit of a joker, worked in a busy clothing warehouse, and they had all these pallets that came in from all over the world. They'd arrive and they'd have to sort them out and put them away. But Darren was always having a laugh. He'd always be winding people up, and people thought he was just messing around. It was the busiest time of the year. There was so much stock coming into the warehouse. Darren's manager kept giving him more and more work, but he couldn't get through it. All of the other staff were getting stressed out too. But Darren didn't care. He kept on joking around and trying to be funny. The staff thought he was just messing around. One day Darren started crying. It was lunchtime, so he went outside to have a cigarette. As he took a deep breath, tears rolled down his cheeks. He couldn't believe how much pressure he was under. He knew he had to take things carefully, but he just couldn't help himself. Darren felt like he was in too deep. He needed some help, but where could he turn to? He looked at his phone. He hadn't been taking care of himself lately, and he hadn't taken any days off in weeks. He had an idea. Maybe if he took some time off, he could clear his head and come back fresh and ready to tackle everything. So he called his boss. "I'm sorry I can't come in today," he said. "I've got something important to sort out." His boss wasn't happy, but he knew that Darren was a good worker and he'd be back tomorrow. When he arrived home, he decided to take the rest of the day off and go see the doctor. He'd been feeling unwell lately, and he thought that maybe he needed a checkup. The doctor listened to Darren's heart and lungs and checked his blood pressure. "You're healthy," the doctor said, "but you need to take better care of yourself. You're overworked and stressed out." The doctor gave Darren a prescription for some anti-anxiety medication and told him to take the rest of the day off. As Darren drove home, he felt a little bit better knowing that he had done something to take care of himself. But when he got home, he knew that he had to do something to take care of his body too. He hurt his back when he lifted a heavy box. At first, it wasn't a big deal. He just felt a little twinge. But then the pain started to get worse and worse. Now it was a sharp, stabbing pain. No matter what he did, it wouldn't go away. Darren was scared. What if he never got better? What if he was in pain forever? He knew he had to do something, but he didn't know what. He tried resting, but that didn't help. He tried taking medication, but that just made him feel groggy. Finally, he decided to go see the doctor. The doctor examined Darren and told him that he had a slipped disc. "You need to take it easy for a few days," the doctor said. "It's no heavy lifting or strenuous activity." Darren was devastated. He couldn't take any more time off work. He needed to pay his bills. But he also didn't want to make his back worse. As he walked out of the doctor's office, he saw a flyer for a local gym. Maybe they could help him find a way to work out without hurting his back. He walked into the gym and explained his situation to the receptionist. "I'm sure we can find something for you," she said. And then Darren met Jack. He was a personal trainer at the gym. He was very helpful. "I can show you some exercises that won't put too much strain on your back," Jack said. Darren was grateful. He really needed some help. Over the next few weeks, Darren worked closely with Jack. He learned how to stretch and strengthen his back safely. "You need to take your time and listen to your body," Jack said. "Don't push yourself too hard." Darren was determined to get better. He didn't want to live in pain anymore. And slowly but surely, Darren started to feel better. He was still in pain sometimes, but it was bearable. And he was able to do more and more each day. He could finally walk up a flight of stairs without feeling like he was going to have a heart attack. He could even lift a heavy bag of groceries without wincing. Darren was so grateful. He couldn't believe that he had finally gotten his life back on track. He was still a joker, but now he was also a lot more relaxed. He wasn't as quick to get flustered or stressed out. He had learned how to take his time and enjoy life. One day, Darren was working in the warehouse when he saw a new shipment of boxes come in. They were heavy and bulky, but Darren wasn't worried. He had his back brace on, and he knew how to lift properly. He knew he shouldn't push himself too hard. He called Jack for advice. "What should I do?" he asked. Jack was on the other end of the line. "Just take it easy," Jack said. As he bent down to pick up the boxes, he felt a twinge in his back. He stopped and took a deep breath. He knew he shouldn't push himself too hard. He called Jack for advice. "What should I do?" he asked. Jack was on the other end of the line. "Just take it easy," Jack said. As he bent down to pick up the boxes, he felt a twinge in his back. He stopped and took a deep breath. He knew he shouldn't push himself too hard. He called Jack for advice. "What should I do?" he asked. Jack was on the other end of the line. "Just take it easy," Jack said. "Don't push yourself too hard." Darren knew Jack was right. He'd come so far he didn't want to mess it up now. So Darren put the boxes down and took a break. He sat down and closed his eyes. When he opened them again, he felt refreshed and ready to take on the world. He picked the boxes back up and started to move them. This time, he was more careful. He bent his knees and kept his back straight. To his surprise, it wasn't as difficult as he thought it would be. As he worked, he remembered what Jack had told him. He had to take his time and listen to his body. He couldn't rush things, or he would hurt himself. But as he worked, Darren realized something. He didn't have to rush. He could take his time. He didn't have to prove anything to anyone. He just had to take care of himself. And for the first time in a long time, Darren was at peace. He was able to work hard without getting himself into trouble. He was able to have fun without worrying about hurting himself. He was able to be himself again. One day, Darren was picking stock to put away when he saw a familiar face. It was one of his old friends from before he had his accident. "Hey, how are you?" his friend asked. "I can't complain," Darren said. "How about you?" "Same here," his friend said. "So what brings you to this neck of the woods?" Darren asked. "I'm looking for a job," his friend said. "I just moved here from out of town." "Well, you're in luck," Darren said. "We're hiring." "Really?" his friend asked. "Yeah," Darren said. "You interested?" "Sure," his friend said. "I could use a job." Darren and his friend talked for a few minutes. His friend was perfect for the job. He was strong and reliable, and he knew how to take care of himself. "Okay," Darren said. "You start tomorrow." "Thanks," his friend said. "I won't let you down." The next day, Darren's friend started working at the warehouse. He was a fast learner, and he quickly became one of the most valuable members of the team. Darren was glad he had brought his friend on board. The two of them worked well together, and they were able to get more work done in less time. Plus, it was nice to have someone to talk to who understood what it was like to work in a warehouse. One day, Darren and his friend were picking stock to put away when they saw a new shipment of boxes come in. The boxes were heavy and bulky, but Darren and his friend weren't worried. They had each other, and they knew how to work as a team. They bent down to pick up the boxes. "Are you okay?" Darren's friend asked. "Yeah," Darren said. "I just twisted my back a bit." "Oh no," his friend said. "Let me get that for you." "No, it's okay," Darren said. "I can do it." But Darren could tell his friend was worried about him. "Hey," Darren said, "I'm fine." "Really?" His friend nodded, but he kept an eye on Darren as he worked. Darren appreciated his friend's concern, but he was determined to prove that he was fine. He picked the boxes back up and continued to work. He was careful not to push himself too hard, but he was also determined to get the job done. As he worked, Darren thought about how far he had come. He had been in a lot of pain when he first started working here, but now he was able to do his job without any problems. He had learned how to listen to his body and take care of himself. He was grateful for the support of his friend and the staff. As Darren worked, he realized that he didn't have to prove anything to anyone but himself. He had come a long way, and he was proud of himself. He was able to work hard and have fun at the same time. He was able to be himself again.